Hello there. Are you tired of your computer feeling like it's stuck in 2012? Or Windows yelling at you to update at every other day? Or maybe you've tried Linux and while it's free and open source, some Linux distros looks like they were designed in a bit of a rush by someone who forgot what good design looks like. Well, fear not. Fedora Linux is here to save the day. So, for those of you who are not familiar to Linux, well, Linux is like the secret menu of operating systems. It's free, it's customizable, and it's a lot cooler than what most people are running. And unlike Windows, it doesn't force you to marry Microsoft Edge in a weird browser relationship. And unlike Mac OS, it doesn't require you to sell a kidney to afford the hardware. But there's one problem with Linux, and that is, well, some distros make you feel like you've been transported to the 1990s. And yes, I'm talking about Mint. It's 2024. Can we move past the green gradients and layouts that screams default? Fedora, on the other hand, understand that good design matters. Now, what is Fedora Linux? So, enter Fedora Linux. Think of it as the Linux distro that knows how to dress to impress. It's got the polished GNOME desktop environment, which feels like the love child of Mac OS elegance and Linux flexibility. You are not just using an operating system, you are also experiencing style. Everything is very clean, intuitive, and doesn't make you feel like you need a computer science degree just to find your files. Now, let's talk about its user interface and ease of use. One of Fedora's standout features is its GNOME desktop environment. It's clean, modern, and designed really for productivity. Everything feels very intentional. There's no cluttered menus, no overwhelming options, just a very simple and streamlined workspace. But don't just take my word for it. I asked four of my friends, each with very different technical backgrounds, to try navigating Fedora's GNOME interface for the very first time. And here is what they thought.
Wow, it just looks nice. The activity overview is like app launcher. It's it's easy to use.
Wow, this is so clean. It reminds me of Mac OS, but more customizable. I'm into it.
The design is very futuristic and very simple. And also it's very clean, beautiful, and it's so smooth.
Where's the start button? Oh, okay. I just move my mouse to the corner. That's different, but I kind of like it.
First, so it's modern, minimalistic design. Everyone agreed that the interface looks sleek and very professional, no unnecessary clutter. The second one would be intuitive navigation. Once I discovered the activities overview and app grid, it felt very natural to use. The third one is GNOME's extensions and settings, which impressed my friend 1 and friend 4 alike. Now let's talk about its cons. So there is still a very steep learning curve for beginners. So the lack of a traditional start menu threw off my friend 2 and friend 3. And the second one would be Windows management quirks. So Fedora's GNOME doesn't allow certain Windows actions like dragging from any edge, which annoyed some of my friends. And the third one is less out-of-the-box familiarity. So Fedora prioritizes innovation. So if you're coming from Windows or even Linux Mint, there would be an adjustment period. But hey, innovation always comes with a bit of a learning curve, right? Now for our final thoughts. So is Fedora Linux perfect? No, definitely not. But if you're willing to learn a new way of working, the experience is very sleek, powerful, and ultimately rewarding. It might not hold your hand, but that's because it knows you are very capable of more. And let's be honest, isn't it better than being nagged by your OS to reboot every 5 minutes?